I know what to do, I know what to do. I know what to do, I know what to do. Oh, it is all in you, it is all in you. 'Cause you know what to do, you know what to do. Oh.
¿Qué sopa familia? ¿Cómo va la vaina? It's your girl Kenny Ken of Guided Affirmations, bringing our air signs their June message. So you already know this is a collective reading. If you want to get into a more personalized, in-depth reading, you can just click the link in my bio, slide in my DMs, and we can get the thing moving as far as like price list goes and just what kind of readings I offer. But we're just going to jump right on into the message. Let's do 4 deep breaths. So what we're going to do is just make sure that the air is fully inhaling into our bellies, and then on the exhale releasing all of that air and letting it go. So let's inhale. Vamos a inhalar. Inhala. Exhala. Inhala. Exhala. 2 more breaths. Inhala. Exhala. And that very last breath. Inhala. Exhala. Okay, Libras, let's see, what is your June message for this month? Okay, 1 card please. Let's not do the most. 1 card please. What do we want to say to the Libra Sun, Moon, and Venus? What kind of affirmations do we have for the Libra Sun, Moon, and Venus? 1 did flip over. Ooh. Wow, that's crazy. So we have, I always mispronounce this, Enhidwana, the High Priestess, which is funny because I kept like shuffling before starting this, and this one kept cutting. It says, I am one with my soul, and my soul is a legacy of love. I am one with my soul, and my soul is a legacy of love. Yo, I wonder if like Libras are like suited up for some kind of like battle or like war, because that's what it's giving. Like, she looks like she has like armor here, and it's probably not even armor. Like, the more I'm looking at it, it does look like a script, but at first glance it looked like armor, so we're just gonna go with that. But ooh, so this idea of like armor and like a script. So I wonder if like there is a way that like, I wonder if there's a way that you like it's kind of scripted, like your reactions are kind of scripted, and by that I mean like, not that you're actually writing them down and like presenting them to others, maybe you are, but also this idea of like moving in the same cyclical nature, you know what I mean? It's like, it's almost calculated, your move, right? If in any battle that you're in relationships, especially like your relationship with yourself, like it's super calculated, or it's super like definitely very serious tone, and like people already know like you're super serious. But I feel like if this is like asking you to like, what if you went into battle with a little bit more like playful type energy, you know, like how could you come across, or how could you get the same message across but with less like strain, or with less feudal repercussions, whatever that means, because it's just like this image, it almost looks like it's like in the mountains, and there's like a stream of water behind her as well, and it's definitely like the moon there. It's like whatever you say, definitely like, it's definitely valued, and people are definitely listening to you. But like, I wonder if, I feel like this is really like, what are the different ways you can express love, right? Like, what are the different ways that you can express yourself? Like, how can we move in a space of, yeah, I was like, what's at the bottom of this? And it's definitely the mystic of peace, right? I am peace. When my mind is clear, the way is clear. So I feel like sometimes when we're so like super responsive, or super reactive and not responsive, that's what I want to say. We're super reactive and not responsive. Like, I don't want to say that we miss the mark, but sometimes in that reactionary phase, like, we don't look outside of self. We don't really see like, how is this response affecting the other, you know? So I feel like, yeah, you may have your clarity, but the thing with the High Priestess is like, there is this like layer of not seeing it all, you know what I mean? There's this layer of not seeing it all in that archetype, right? Like being clear, but also not having the full picture in front of you. So I feel like, in what ways can we move our words, our thoughts, our behaviors, our patterns in a way that is still true to us, right, but moves a little differently, you know, because it's like we can still get our point across even if we say it like more lightheartedly, you know. We can still get our point across, and we'll still be held at the same value, because I think that's super important here for Libra, like especially just with it being like this picture, and like the image is like she has a star over her head, and then like fake like a moon. I don't know if it's actually the moon though, but it's a planet, some type of luminary like behind her, and it's like you're still going to be regarded in the same way, you're still going to be treated in the same way if that's what you fear. But like, well, not even but yeah, just know that it's okay to show up in different ways, you know what I mean? Just know that you can still get your message across and still be taken seriously. No one's gonna downplay you now since you're trying to take a quote unquote softer approach, because what does that even mean, you know? And like, who taught you that like to show up in this way means that it's not going to be the same? Like, where did that even start is really what I'm kind of like picking up on here. So this feels layered, but like I feel like you're head on, like wherever you're going, you're right to bring this up. Like, if anyone needed that validation, like you're right to bring up this concern. But I guess it's this June message is really like, try something different. If you could show up in a way that like is not the norm, because the norm might even be stressful to you, you know what I mean? The norm might even be a lot of work for you. So if you could show up in a different way when it comes to confronting what is concerning to you, like how would that look like? What would that look like? What would it feel like? Like, what would it bring you, you know? If this world was a magic playground and you could literally say whatever and like get the outcome that you wanted, like what would that look like in an imaginary world? And I think like the more you view things from that lens and start understanding and realizing that, hey, that can happen for me, like you can show up to those places in that same lens, and you'll see things unfold differently, Libra. You really would. But let's just close some of this energy out. Let's inhale and exhale all this Libra energy out. Let's inhale and exhale all this Libra energy out. 2 more. Sun and Venus. What's the June 2020 message? June 2022. I'm tripping. I went back 2 years. That's crazy. What is it? June 2022. What's the June 2022 message? June 2022. What message do we have for the Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Venus? Placements. Okay. So we have Shekinah, the presence of the divine feminine. At the center of everything there is light, and I am that light. At the center of everything there is light, and I am that light. Oof, this feels like root chakra energy, I'm not even gonna lie. It's like, there is a lot of like, this doesn't even feel like fire, this feels like light, but like just the way that like the red is all at the top, that really caught my eye when it first flipped over. So it feels like very root chakra. I feel like June for Geminis is really about like stability, and it's really about kind of like clearing out some of what is like old wounds. It's just like holding hand over heart. So it's very much a protective thing, but it's not super protective, right? I feel like this is more like a validation for some Geminis, because it's like, I feel like some of you guys are learning to like fake trust again, like how to be like super discerning. I feel like throughout 2021 to like now, Gemini's message has been very much about like acceptance and allowance and not really fighting against. And I feel like this June message is like really leaning more into that, right? And it's really finding more balance within that root chakra. Really, it's like eliminating some of this like darkness. And like when I say darkness, I don't necessarily mean like badness, but like this clouded area that kind of had you a little bit maybe jaded or a little bit unbalanced or imbalanced, because like it's only dark here in this like upper left hand corner of the card. That's the only space on the card where it's a different color. But this person is really already in the sky. Now that I'm looking at the bottom, it's already in the sky, you know? And once you're flying, you can only trust that you're gonna keep on flying. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I feel like you've already taken a little bit of flight. Your feet is already off the ground, and it's like you're learning how to coast by. You're learning how to really move your wings with the winds, and like, or when to just glide or not to put too much force in. It's very much giving like trial and error and like seeing where things take you. But I feel like this is like super positive, because it's like almost super like trusting again. It's almost super like, it's like when a child first learns to walk, like, yeah, they're wobbly, but once they get a hang of it, they're out of town. Everything is exploration, and I feel like that's where you are right now. It's giving very much like preteen-ish vibes, where you're kind of like coming back into your own identity and just really just not giving an F, and just like just trusting, just trusting. And I feel like that's really what this is. Like, at the center of everything there is light, and I am that light, and just really holding that and owning that, and like not really like allowing for the cloudedness of the world to really like throw you off kilter or throw you off your center. Like, especially like when I said this doesn't look like fire, it looks like light. Almost thought of like how like invisible light can be seen in many different colors, and it's just like, yeah, of course there are many different versions of you, there's many different flavors, there's many different like attributes to who you are, but you're still standing in the fact that you are invisible light. Like, people may not see you, but they feel you, you know what I mean? And if they can see you, they can see you for who you are in that moment, that color, that spectrum, you know? And I think that's super beautiful, because it's like, it's a very light frequency, you know? You're not trying to be super heavy anymore, Gemini. You're really trying to just like really graze on by, or gaze on by, and it's just, you don't want to take life by the shoulders anymore. You just want to take life for what it is, the moment for what it is, the route for what you want it to be, and what you need to remain stable, right? So I think that that's really fire. I kind of want to see what's on the top. The saint of spoken words. Every word I say becomes a prayer. I'm the author of my own story. I am the author of my own story. And it's very much, it is giving that, you know, it is giving that. So I think that's beautiful. And I almost like shuffled again, but no. Let's close out this Gemini energy. Let's inhale. Let's exhale out all this Gemini energy. Let's inhale. Let's exhale out this Gemini energy. Here's the message for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Venus placements. What is the June 2022 message? Okay. Anandamya Ma, the joy permeated mother. I am my own guru. I know the self that never changes. I am my own guru. I know the self that never changes. I am my own guru. I know the self that never changes. First of all, this image is beautiful. It's like super immersed in nature, and there's like pebble stone steps like in a river. I'm gonna turn the card around so you can see, but I don't want to lose this train of thought. And like, I feel like there's this element of nurture and this element of steps here, like almost like relearning something, or like revisiting something, to kind of like, I wonder if you have an abundance and maybe you don't know what to do with it, or you don't understand. It's like, it's definitely about clarity, and it's definitely almost like about appreciation, but like for self, and like just trusting, because she's also holding like her solar plexus, so it's definitely something about confidence as well here. And I wonder if who's loving you. Oh, and I wonder, I said, who's loving you? So I have two thoughts. I wonder if some of you guys may have just like come into something, or you're trying to come into something, and like you're just really wondering like what life would be like when you do have all of this abundance, or you're realizing what life is like now that you have this abundance, and you're just like, I don't want to say you're not happy, but it's like trying to maintain the happiness you had when you weren't in this space or this position. And it's just really trying, it's almost like refocusing and regrounding yourself now that you're in this space where things are coming into play, right? Things are fully working themselves out with the least amount of effort, you know? And it's almost like, it's kind of giving imposter syndrome now, I'm not gonna lie, in the sense of like, how did I even get here? You know what I mean? And it's just like, you gotta trust that you took the right steps, you know? I feel like you may have cat placements, but you gotta trust that you took the right steps to get here. And that the journey that you traveled here is the journey that you were meant to travel. You know what I mean? Like, nothing was in vain, nothing was in a mistake. So now that you are here, in what ways can we maintain this, like, this high self-worth or this high self-confidence? Because once you are at where you need to be, like, I don't want to say that you don't have to work as hard, you don't have to be as hard on yourself now, you know what I mean? It's that idea of, don't doubt yourself now that you're here, because you've made it. Like, you've made it, you have this garden, you're able to replenish yourself at any given point in time. You can even get on a train, there's a train back here, you can even get on a train to go wherever you want, like, if this isn't it. But if that's what you're gonna do, like, be honest. Like, there's no way to say that, but like, be honest, you know? So it's just like, it's like, this is gentle though, this is super gentle, so it just feels super like innocent, like innocent wonders, or innocent ideas. And I feel like, don't feed into it, you know? You can always take that train and travel your thoughts elsewhere, you know what I mean? Redirect that when it comes up, because it did take a lot for you to get here, and to be in this space and in this zone, and like fully grounded and fully protected, and not really needing any like external stuff. So it's just like, yo, continue on that. Now that you are at your destination, or what feels like your destination for this moment in time, like, take your time. It says at the bottom of the deck, it says, embodiment is the deepest bliss. My body was made for enlightenment. Embodiment is the deepest bliss. My body was made for enlightenment. So it's like, it's coupled with the I am my own guru. It's like, yo, you have to really just trust yourself, trust your instincts, trust your inner knowing, and just really know that you are in control. You know, you are in control of you, and you can only ever be in control of you. So like, don't let the doubts creep in and now take control of you. Because yes, those doubts may be like a very small percentage of you, but know that you don't necessarily need those things anymore, those thoughts, you know? Because you already have what it takes to keep pushing, you know? Like, you don't have to feed in. You don't have to feed in, is what I would really say to Aquarius is. But let's just close this energy out. So let's inhale, and let's exhale, and let's inhale and exhale out this Aquarius energy. Thank you so much for rocking with me throughout this entire video. You already know the vibes. If you want a personalized reading, you just click the link in the bio. But until next time,